Can we find where we're located? Is there a sense that we're located somewhere? Can we use the physical body just to check in? Is there some sense of being able to drop down? Down, down, down into being. Out of mental activity and into just being with what is. Just feeling into what's here effortlessly. With this focus that's open rather than narrowed into thought. To this formless awareness that we are. This essence, this fundamental nature that's just effortlessly here. Doesn't require any spiritual gymnastics, any spiritual manager. We might recognize that we don't go to being, we are. Being is our inherent nature, that we're just rested down all the time. At any movement, the opening of the focus and the narrowing of the focus are just this animating presence can create that experience for itself. So we do this walking home. It's opening of the focus and the dropping down, down, down. So all these movements of consciousness. It's just how it can shape and pattern. What we are when we turn towards what we are. Our attention is turned towards what we fundamentally are. There's nothing that can be pinned down. It's just directly experienced, intimately. Not apart. It's not apart from us. It's just what's here. Uncoloured, unfiltered. To feel into what's there without labels and concepts and ideas. Dive into what's being pointed to. Surrender to yourself. Surrender that movement. Any movement away from what you are. Not that you ever leave, it's just this experience that life creates for itself. This is just an ever-present, alert, awake. Presence. Ever-present presence. Never the labels we apply, it's always what's prior to that. It's fundamental to all the thoughts and sounds we're born out of. There's no center, there's no in and out, no distance, no time. There's an age. So if we start with what we are, what we're all looking for, what's aware of the thoughts, the sounds, the sensations, what's totally open and free and untouched by all of the appearances, all of the comings and goings, what's always aware, awareness never changes, what comes and goes done. But what's aware of the coming and going doesn't. It's always there when self-knowing is seen, is recognized, is focused on. And really, there's just a wholeness and a completeness here. Any talking about how do I get here and what happens when I leave, you can see are all just invitations appearing in what this is, this spaciousness of being, this fundamental ground of being that we are. Any movement away is just a movement appearing in. There's nobody moving away. There's nobody losing it, getting it. It's not something to attain, it's something that's already here. It is just seemingly overlooked because it's what we are, so it's so obviously here that it's often missed. Yet when we sit here and we spend time just resting, just abiding in this self-knowing, awakeness, it's so obviously here. How could we ever miss it? It's what we are. It's what's looking through our eyes. Yet this attention can go towards the thoughts, but it's a movement in what we are. We never become that separate self. So the attention goes towards a thought, creates an experience, but there's never an experiencer. It's just a movement in what we are. Yet there can be some sort of entanglement, some sort of veiling of this, but of course it's never veiled. It just appears that way. Appears to come and go. Appears to be lost. We can't lose what we are. So the more we recognise what we are and rest is what we are, and again we that's the language is not correct, but it points to what? This abiding presence that we are. What we feel into, what even is presence without going to thoughts about it. What is the felt sense of presence? Without adding labels. Well, if there are thoughts appearing, then you just to be aware that you are the awareness. It's aware of the thoughts. Some sense if you feel like you're in the head, then it's to drop down, down, down. Become aware of the contact points of the body, the chair, the feet on the ground. To drop any mental activity and just to feel into those contact points. The direct experience of what's here. Sound, sensations. And all appearing in this awareness that we are. this present moment awareness. Just this alert, awake intelligence that we are. And they're just, the appearances are just like waves appearing and disappearing. Any contractions, any pulls towards thoughts are all just movements within what we are. Creating just this one experience, this seamless experience. We never leave what we are. All this talk of coming and going and walking home and looking for our true nature, and here it is. That's what's looking. That's what's experiencing everything. There's nothing else here. And where would we be going? There's nowhere to go because wherever we go, we are. There's nothing apart from it, however it appears, however it's shaping and patterning. It is this that we are. Just effortlessly being here now. The waves of thought and suggestions on the moment, the invitations to experience. We never leave this. All of those invitations, all those seemingly taking us away from what we are, is all just this one thing dancing. We never move, it's just an experience. We never leave, it's just an experience appearing in what we are. This unbound, totally free space of being. Effortlessly here. All the efforting, all the losing, all the contractions are all appearing in it. All just how this can dance, but never become anything. We never get caught up. We never get lost. We never get bound. It's all just an experience, a movement in this that's totally open and free. Unbound, untouched, unconditioned. All of that patterning and conditioning for separate me appears in this unconditioned. Impersonal awareness. If we just need to rest in what we are without being enticed by the separate self experience for long enough to recognize that this is what we are, to not be drawn into a separate self experience. Only ever a movement in what we are. We never become anything other than what we are. Just this. As a thought arises, there is attention, a movement going towards a movement, which creates more of a formed experience that can be identified with, that can be accepted as an experience. Then there'll be a narration of this seemingly self that's taken the invitation, it's experiencing in that way. So from this expansive, unbound, unfiltered self, I can't find anything to say about the game of duality, it's just not here. I'm like, what on earth do we talk about? Because it's not here until we create it. You've got some sense of that. It's not here now, any of that. All of this story of walking home and the spiritual journey and de-identifying from thoughts, and who's all of that for? I can't. It's like they said there was a movie playing, it's just been switched off. It's not here. Unplug the TV, it's just not here. It's like, are we going to try and remember the movie and try and work out how to save the hero? I don't know. It seems really odd. Once we've recognised what's here, it never becomes anything. It seems odd to create all the other stuff to talk about. It's a million miles away, another lifetime. Can't find it. It's just air, just space. I suppose, I'm not saying there's not the potential to create it, to pick it up, to talk about a me that's not here until we start to apply labels to what's here, start to create a story about what's here, start to sort of concentrate down. I think that's how we can create something to this is myself to talk about. I can't find anything at the moment. So if you guys have got anything we can talk about. So is there something that's aware of all of that?
Yes.
What's that? Don't want an answer. I want you to feel into what's aware of all of that. Directly experience the awareness that you are. That was aware of the experiences, the coming and the going, the desire to feel the spaciousness, the experience of an I that's trying, the experience of an I that's feeling part of this movie that feels contracted, and there's something that's aware of it. Silent awareness. So because it's less tangible, we don't notice it. It's not the loudest thing in the room. And this awareness is impersonal. It's what's always been there. It's what was aware when you were 5 years old, when you were first born. The awareness was there before you were labelled, before you knew any concepts, any idea of a body-mind vehicle. You didn't know language. And that's timeless. That's not changed. It's awareness never changes. Physical body changes. Experiences change. But there's something that's always there, and that's what you are, because you're always here. What you are is undeniable, isn't it? If I say, are you aware? You just are. And that's undeniable. You don't go to a mind to work it out. It's undeniable. So just stay with that. Stay with what you actually know in direct experience, that you are aware. That awareness I'm offering is impersonal. This gets personalized and falls asleep to the game of all of these movements within it. And then there's an I that wants to get home. There's an I that needs the moment to be another way, that wants the spaciousness back. I had a glimpse, I want it back. Or they're all just thoughts that create experience. But it's to be more interested in the awareness that you are. So you just are. There's this sense of just I am. There is just this gap between my words that we are. The space in which the words appear. The awareness that's aware of my words. Sounds and sensations. It's to recognize that that's your fundamental being. The truth of who you are. It's always there. This sense of just existence. It's just been misidentified as an I. A separate self I, but it's a universal I, impersonal.
Mm.
There's the I am story of Sven, and then there's just I am. With nothing after it. That's it. You recognize that?
Mhm.
Just the awareness without anything added. It's so simple and obvious we miss it. Yeah, it's just here all along. It's what's been looking through your eyes all along. And then there'll be a thought, yes, but this can't be it. It's too simple. It's just a thought appearing in what you are. We're aware of the thought. I'm not saying you had that thought, but it could be anything. You know, that's why they say it's so close we miss it, because it's so obvious. It's what you are. It's just what you are was taken to be personal. What you are is universal, never changing, never aging. Your awareness has never changed from when you were 5 to 35. It doesn't age. It's what you are. We don't need to try and work anything out in the mind. We don't need to go to the mind to then go, oh, hang on a minute though. Let me just work that out. No, that's just a movement in what you are. It's to be aware of what you are. It's to this natural everyday awareness that you are, that's always been there, is your true nature. It's just been taken to be individual, a separate self that is thinking thoughts, but it's the awareness of all of that. There's something that's aware. There's something that's aware of a busy mind, and that awareness is impersonal. So is the awareness that you are right now, is it impersonal without going to a mind?
Yes.
That's it. That is it. That's what you are. That's your true nature. So obvious, so close. It's what you are, isn't it? So it's not apart from you. It's not something you get. It's not, there's no I getting anything. It's the I drops and reveals what was always there, what was aware of everything. That's
Yes, and the last couple, when you spoke, the last minutes when you spoke, it got a bit clearer, a bit easier to see, more, a bit less, and a bit more.
Ah, lovely. Yeah. Less invested.
Yes, less invested, identified, entangled.
It's impersonal, yeah? Look again, it's impersonal, isn't it? It's very neutral.
each and every time after our sessions, it's a bit clearer than before. So it always takes me like half an hour or something to settle or to reduce the movements of the mind, and every time in the days afterwards, there's something working, or there's some movement. In me that's
And
making it clear.
all of that getting clearer, not can you see from where you are, if you look this way, to the impersonal awareness, all of those movements, all of that is all appearing in what you are. And what you are is untouched by all of that. The getting clearer, the day, all of that little story, which is beautiful, are just movements in what you are. What you are is still here. It's all just shaping and patterning. It's all experience. So I don't deny it. Is it? But who's experiencing it? Have a look. Who's experiencing it? There is only this, isn't there? So who would be experiencing all of that? We find that one that's experiencing it, that's getting clearer, it's lasting. Without going to thoughts, can we turn towards and look for where is that one? It's experiencing all of that. Or is it just a movement in what you are?
This seems to be more like a backdrop, like a background.
You're the backdrop.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no center or something. It's more like, well, spaciousness. It's more.
Yeah, expansive. Yeah. Because we're not confining ourselves we're not contracting ourselves down to a separate self. We're looking at what's actually here. This alert, awake intelligence, just being here now. And then there's a story of a movement of an eye, but there's no eye moving. There's no eye, there's only ever this. We can talk about coming and going, and I can talk about how it's revealed and it seems to be clearer. All of that is just a movement in consciousness. What we are never changes. It's just aware. But if our attention goes towards the movements, then that's the experience we have. But if our attention remains on the awareness, so if we're aware of the awareness, if awareness is aware of itself, awareness aware of thoughts, all the movements or awareness turns towards itself, and this is again just a movement of consciousness, but it's just how we talk, that awareness is aware of itself. Sense of that awareness aware of itself. You're just aware that you're aware. See, now you're facing in the right direction. When you're aware that you're aware, you're seated in the self. All the movements are appearing in the space that you are. You're not entangled with them. They're just appearing. You're like the open sky that never gets hooked, never gets pulled, because the sky is permanently surrendered, permanently open, permanently free. Awareness is neutral. It's impersonal. It doesn't come and go. Ever present. So there's a story of, looking for presence. That was my story. I'm looking for presence. A busy mind, I'm caught up. There's an identification of an I. I'm just going to take some moments to just be present. So basically, the thoughts drop, and all I was doing is resting in what I already was. But I was identified with the thoughts of, oh, I've got a busy mind. Oh, this is crazy. I need to calm down. I need to just take some moments to be present. All of that is a movement in what we are. Because there was something that was aware of a busy mind, something that was aware of, I'm going to now take some time to be present. It was all appearing in what I was. But this is so close because it's what we are. It's what's always been looking through our eyes. It just got labelled, and then we believed in the label. and the story of a me. I am Sven. I live here. We just adopted all of that. But actually, there was something that's aware of it all. All of the movements, all of the thoughts, all of the experiences. And so it's just to become aware of what was aware of it all. Oh, hang on, so I look in this direction. Oh, we're looking out at all the movements. And I just look at what was watching the movements, what was aware of it all. This, it can't be named. It can only be directly experienced. That's what you are. That's what I am. We're the same awareness. Awareness is just speaking to itself. It's the same. The same one awareness. Same one intelligence. I mean, we're saying awareness because it's a label. It's the feel into, directly experience what we are. Turn towards what we are and directly experience it. Can't be spoken about, can't be pinned down. That's why it's missed. It's prior to mental activity, prior to thought. This is what you are.
Yes, it's like the thoughts tell a story of we shouldn't be here. We should be clearer. You just had a glimpse of something, and
they
now
are just invitations to experience that, aren't they? Because you're the awareness of them. They're appearing in what you are. They come and go constantly. So they can't be you. They're just coming and going. They're suggestions. They're how this that we are, attributeless awareness, can experience itself as a separate self. But you've woken up to that game. These are just suggestions. It should be clearer. It's just that, can you see it's a suggestion? It's not a truth unless you pick it up and think, I've thought it, it's me, I shouldn't be. It's just identified with it. It's just how this attributeless awareness can identify itself and have a separate self experience, but never come it. So now the recognition is that you're just the awareness of those thoughts. It's just how this can focus itself and then have an experience, create a story for itself, a little narration of a me that's got this, but actually you're the awareness of it all. So, I've got a sore throat, so there's an awareness of just a sensation. That then I can make a story of a sore throat, and I'm under the weather, and my head's a bit stuffy, and I can just create a whole story. But can you see? If you turn this way, you're the awareness of it all. Crystal clear, like a clear lens, untouched by all of those things appearing in. You're aware of it all. You are the awareness. It's like unconditioned. The awareness is unconditioned, is impersonal. We can create a story of a me in it and be aware of it. But you never become the me character. It's all just dancing here. The attention is still here, still seated in awareness. But, you saw it. I saw you see it. Saw you recognize it. So it was revealed. The self, it was revealed. Life revealed it to itself. Its truth. Its fundamental truth. And then there was just suggestions that'll just pop up, thoughts of what happens when I'm not on the call, a projection to the future. It's just a thought. So you can say there's an awareness of thoughts. It's just an awareness of thoughts. Every time they pop up, it's an awareness of thoughts. You are the awareness that's aware of the thoughts. That's what you are, the awareness. Thoughts are just appearing, invitations to experience that this is creating for itself. But you've played that game. You've woken up. You've seen the truth of your being. That you are the awareness. It's turning towards what you are. Because this doesn't come and go. How can you not be what you are? You can't not be what you are. There can be experience of not being it, but you can't. Whenever you look, it's to look.
Right now, the thoughts keep telling me that I only wanted to feel this, and I only imagined it, and everything's just an imagination. And
and you're just aware of it all. All the comings and goings. You can't be what comes and goes. Already home. Was always home. Never left home. It's what you are. Just this sense of effortlessly being here now. It takes effort to pick up a thought and create an experience of a me.
thank you.
No, you're very welcome.
But that separate self, something that doesn't exist, is persistent little sod, isn't he? Or her, in your way.
Well, that's the experience.
Mm.
And if we accept that invitation that it's persistent, then that's the experience you'll have. So it's to turn towards what's aware of that thought.
Mm.
It's persistent. It's aware of the story, the narration of the movement. That narration of the movement, and that story about the movement is appearing in what you are, in the awareness. So you're just aware. You just are. Effortlessly aware. It doesn't take any effort to recognize that. So you're aware that you're aware.
Mm-hmm.
You just are. It's the most obvious thing in the world. You're just aware that you're aware. So that's it. You're just aware that you're aware. And then there'll be thoughts appearing, sensations, sounds, contractions, all appearing in the awareness that you are. And you're aware of them. And that awareness has always been there. It's what we sort of believe to be an I, a separate self looking. It was only ever awareness looking. There was no I. And then there'll be a thought, yes, but what if what when I lose it? All of those are projections to a future of an I that doesn't exist. Movements in consciousness for no one. So it's to turn towards what you are, awareness aware of itself. And that's it. Any movement away from that is superfluous, is an invitation to experience. It was only ever this experiencing. There's nothing else here. Are there thoughts appearing? You couldn't say there's an awareness of. We'll stick with impersonal. Thoughts, and you say what the thoughts are rather than I'm thinking or. So is there anything? No, there's nothing appearing. Brilliant. There's just awareness of awareness. Yeah. Well, that's you two sorted.